Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Health Honcho, and we're back with another video. Today you guys are gonna do some research with me into a topic that I really already looked into, but I feel it's important that I look into it again, but with your eyes as well. There's some information here that's gonna scare some people, but it's worth knowing because it could save your life in the future. So today's topic is the Codex Alimentarius, guys. Basically, it is a commission that was, sorry, my computer is a little slow, but the Codex Alimentarius is a commission created in 1963. It is a commission ran by the World Health Organization and Food Agriculture Organization through the United Nations. They develop food standard and guidelines, and they control the trade of food overall worldwide. The Codex has rules for everything you put in your mouth, basically everything, any type of food you can think of, except for pharmaceuticals, which kind of got me raising an eyebrow, you know. Everything, of course, is all for profit. Everything, the usual, cash cows just looking for $1. Multinational corporations just capitalizing on profits. This basically all the information you will find on the website. But if you dig a little deeper, what they'll tell you, we're international food trade has existed for thousands of years, but until now, too long ago, food was mainly produced, sold, and consumed locally. Over the last century, the amount of food traded internationally has grown exponentially, and a quantity and variety of food never before possible travels the globe today. Codex Alimentarius, international food standards and guidelines and codes of practice contribute to the safety and quality and fairness of this international food trade. Bullshit. Let's see what we get for the standards. Here we go. Let's see what they got in standards. Oh. Veterinarian drugs, maximum residue levels. Pesticide maximum residue levels. Under Codex, every dairy cow must be treated with Monsanto's recombinant bovine growth hormone. In other words, RBG. It's a genetic engineered copy of a naturally occurring hormone produced by cows. I mean, on paper, this on business wise, on paper, and as far as these cash cow companies go, this makes sense. Milk increases by as much as 10 to 15% with this RGB milk, RBG milk, which is recombinant bovine growth hormone milk. And it is supercharged with high levels of natural growth factors, which is known to cause all types of cancer. So basically what we got here are these cows that are injected with this genetically engineered growth hormone. So it's basically a lab copy, copy and paste. The lab basically copy and pasted a genetic, a naturally occurring hormone, which is far beyond my understanding and comprehension. I'm not a scientist, but it just sounds like they're playing with God under that note. Under Codex, unfortunately, every animal must be treated with antibiotics and growth hormones. So if you think you're getting organic meat, lean meat, or any type of meat without these factors, you're in denial. You're basically in denial, or you're ignorant to the fact of what's really going on, or you're just in denial and you just want to keep poisoning yourself with meat. Anytime you deal with nutrition, it's usually called biochemistry, except Codex, there is no biochemistry on there. The word biochemistry on their website, I don't even think it exists. They actually have this scientific approach to the food that we eat, which is called risk assessment. And if you ask me, risk assessment has nothing to do with nutrition, because why would you need to assess any type of risk when you're dealing with nutrition? It makes no sense. Risk assessment actually has to deal with toxology. Like, look at this. You got hazard identification, you got hazard characterization, you got exposure assessment, and risk characterization. This sounds like we're living in Resident Evil here. Like you guys are the lab that created fucking zombies. Like, your hazard identification. We're eating food here that's supposed to be healthy. Like, according to the food pyramid, according to the Food Administration, you guys are lying to us. That's what's happening. There's no way you need a risk assessment on nutrients. Nutrients have no side effect. It's not a pharmaceutical. Risk assessments are for pharmaceuticals, not for food. Another thing to look at as far as when we're dealing with the Codex Alimentarius is they discuss persistent organic pollutants, aka POPs. If you ever hear the term POPs, they don't want you to ask questions. So, I mean, we're fed a lot of fluoride through our tap water, so we're very docile. Yeah, even me. Chemical substances that persist in the environment. That's what these POPs are, guys. They're used in pesticides. They're basically for produce and various cash crops. We eat these foods with POPs in them, and then these POPs bioaccumulate in the fatty tissue of the given victim. These POPs can cause death, disease, and disabilities. The scary thing now is that in 2001, the same website we're looking at here, World Health Organization, had a meeting, and they said that nine out of the 11 POPs that I'm going to post on the screen, 9 of them were deemed so hazardous that it was banned globally. Problem is, as of December 31st, 2009, 7 of those pesticides that were on the ban list globally and deemed hazardous on a next level scale, 7 of them were brought back as of December 31st, 2009. They estimate that just the vitamin and mineral guidelines alone, this is as of December 31st, guys, 2009. They estimate that just with the vitamin and mineral guidelines alone, they're gonna kill a minimum of 3 billion people, you guys. That's 1 billion from starvation and 2 billion from preventable diseases, but preventable diseases through malnutrition. So now that we discussed the Codex Alimentarius and you guys got a brief description of what that's all about, let's go to the link. This is the man that started it all. His name is Fritz Ter Meer. This is the same guy who, in Auschwitz, under Hitler's rule in Nazi Germany, this is the same guy who ran this place called IG Auschwitz, which was a building in Auschwitz that was basically the chemical building there that basically produced the food, produced the water, which was contaminated with fluoride, the same fluoride you see in America. Come on, people, wake up. There's something here. So this is the guy that developed the Codex Alimentarius. So there's a link here. We have this man called Fritz Ter Meer, who is this pretty guy right here, Fritz Ter Meer. And he went to Auschwitz, made a chemical factory under Nazis' rule, under Hitler's rule, under the Nazi regime, and poisoned people basically for fun. America comes in, takes this guy, and gives him to the World Health Organization and Food and Agriculture Organization, and they developed the Codex Alimentarius, which is this pretty little website here, which is actually a PDF file as well. It's a huge book with a whole bunch of stuff you're not meant to understand. It's more reasons to go vegan, just more reasons to go vegan. I mean, you can't even run away from it by going vegan, because these pops, they accumulate in the soil. So even if they don't use them every year for farming, it's accumulated in the soil. It's accumulated in the soil. So if a farmer goes to farm one year and doesn't use it, it's still damaging the crops because it's in the soil. So I need to do videos on how to clean produce, because I need to educate myself on how to clean produce, because I feel like there is no such thing as organic no more. And the president that everybody loves, Obama, he signed this act called the Dark Act, which is probably one of the scariest things he's done to this country. And that's basically an act where they don't have to tell you what's in your food. So you don't need to know, basically, if you are eating genetically modified ingredients, genetically modified additives, genetically modified everything. How do you even know if that cow you're eating is real anymore? It's probably a clone, for crying out loud. Everything we're eating is lab created. Slowly but surely, that's where the future is going, and that's where all these rampant diseases are going to come from. Malnutrition, something so simple. So please, people, stay educated. This was Health Honcho, and go follow me on Instagram and Twitter. If you haven't already, DM me for consulting. It's free right now, and it won't be free for long. If you have any questions, hit me up. I'm gonna have a bunch of stuff in the description, especially the banned chemicals that were used in pesticides. Those will all be in description, as well as this website, the Codex Alimentarius, the bastard that damned us all, and all the places where I got all my information will be all down in the description. Thanks for watching, you guys, and please subscribe, like, share, comment, and let me know what you think.